I'm sorry, something just happened, so I could not but pause the video and, well, we may need to hurry up, or I would not be able to finish page 2 by the end of today. Let's go. The sample sentence, the saga is not over, merely in abeyance. The saga is not over, merely in abeyance. The saga is not over, merely in abeyance. So it was like there's a series of events that's happening, but it's not over, just something will be coming soon, but just not now. It's like it's holding back just for now. It's not happening for now, but it will eventually, merely in abeyance. Next entry, abhor. Abhors, abhorring, abhorred. A-B-H-O-R, verb. If you abhor something, you hate it very much, especially for moral reasons. Formal. Sample sentence. He was a man who abhorred violence and was deeply committed to reconciliation. So this man would rather talk than to use force to make other compromise. Like, yes, appealing to violence. He was a man who abhorred violence and was deeply committed to reconciliation. Reconciliation. Let's check this word out. Reconciliation. Reconciliation.
Reconciliation.
Reconciliation between two people or countries who have quarreled is the process of their becoming friends again. Becoming friends again, a reconciliation is an instance of this. Becomes friends again. So that man would like to become friends with all other people. Two believes friends or demands a sense of purpose. To find a way which they can both be true or both be successful. Just through peace, through talking, not through violence or force. He was a man who abhorred violence and was deeply committed, who strongly believed in reconciliation. Was deeply committed to reconciliation. He was a man who abhorred violence and was deeply committed to reconciliation. He was a man who abhorred violence and was deeply committed to reconciliation. To hate it very much, abhor. A formal alternative to hate. Next entry, abhorrence. American abhorrence. Abhorrence. A-B-H-O-R-R-E-N-C-E. Uncountable noun. Someone's abhorrence of something is their strong hatred of it. Hate it very much. The abhorrence of something. Formal. Sample sentence. They are anxious to show their abhorrence of racism. Anxious means you cannot wait to show that, or you're worried. They're anxious to show their abhorrence of racism. They cannot wait. You very much want to do it, very much want it to happen. They very much want to show their hatred to racism, to show their abhorrence of racism. They are anxious to show their abhorrence of racism. They are anxious to show their abhorrence of racism. They are anxious to show their abhorrence of racism. Next entry. Abhorrent. You lower your jaw. You lower your jaw. How do you pronounce it? Jaw. J-A-W. Jaw. When you're pronouncing this, no, just forget it for now. Jaw. abhorrent, adjective. If something is abhorrent to you, you hate it very much or consider it completely unacceptable. So if something is abhorrent to you, it's like it's disgusting to you, it's unacceptable to you because it's morally wrong or you just can't accept it. Formal. Sample sentence: racial discrimination is abhorrent to my council and our staff. Let's check the word council again. Council. Council is a group of people who are elected to govern a local area such as a city, or in Britain, a county. Council houses or flats are owned by the local council and people pay rent to live in them. No. For my council, names of some organizations. Some organized the council's group of people that controls the government. So council generally means just a group of people that are ruling an organization or ruling an area or ruling a district, ruling a city. Racial discrimination is abhorrent to my council and our staff. I'm sorry. Racial discrimination is abhorrent to my council and our staff. Racial discrimination is abhorrent to my council and our staff. Next entry, abide. Abides, abiding, abided. A-B-I-D-E. And for the previous word, I'm not sure if I have spelled it for you. Is spelled A-B-H-O-R-R-E-N-T. Abhorrent. Abhorrent, like abhor or abhorrence. Similar usage. Abhorrent to you, unpleasant, unacceptable to you, disgusting to you. Going back to abide, A-B-I-D-E. A-B-I-D-E, abide. Abides, abiding, abided. Phrase. If you can't abide someone or something, you dislike them very much. If you can't abide someone, you don't like them. You can't abide you can't abide me. You can't stand me. You can't bear with me. Because my English is terrible. I know that. I can't abide people who can't make up their minds. This is the sample sentence. I can't abide people who can't make up their minds. I can't abide people who can't make up their minds. I can't abide people who can't make up their minds. So for this person, he cannot tolerate people who need to think, who need to consider a lot before making the tiniest decision. It took plenty of time for that person to make decisions, even the minor ones. So he's saying, I can't abide people who can't make up their minds. They don't know what they want. They can't make their own decisions. They're not decisive enough. Well, it can sometimes be unpleasant. That's true. Abide by, a sub-entry of abide. Phrasal verb. If you abide by a law, agreement, or decision, you do what it says you should do. Abide by, just follow, do as you're told. Abide by a law. Sample sentence, they have got to abide by the rules. They would have to abide by the rules. They have got to abide by the rules. They have got to abide by the rules. Let's see what have got to means. Have got to. Or have got to. Okay. Have got to. Use have got to when you're saying that something is necessary or must happen in the way stated. In informal American English, the have is sometimes omitted. You have got to. It is necessary to do something. You have got to. You need to do something. You are necessary. You are required to do something. It's necessary for you to do something. You have got to do something. They have got to abide by the rules. They have no choice but to abide by the rules, but to follow the rules, but to do what the rules tell them to do. They have got to abide by the rules. They have got to abide by the rules. They have got to abide by the rules. Next entry, abiding, A-B-I-D-I-N-G. Adjective. An abiding feeling, memory, or interest in what is one that you have for a very long time. So it is like a lasting feelings that stays for a very long time. Sample sentence, he has a genuine and abiding love of the craft. He has a genuine and abiding love of the craft. Let's see what craft means in this sentence. Craft. Abiding love for the craft, have a long-lasting love for the craft. Love for a spacecraft and aircraft. I'm not sure. Crafting activities such as reeving. It doesn't sound reasonable to me. Craft. Skillfully. The job that involves doing something skillfully. I'm not sure. Something's crafted. It is made skillfully. Of the craft. The skill or ability, especially in handwork. It might just be an alternative to a skill, or the way you make a sculpture or the way you paint, like craftsmanship. Craft. Please correct me if I'm wrong. He has a genuine and abiding love of the craft. She loves the way a masterpiece is created very much. He's obsessed with it. He has a genuine and abiding love of the craft. Or it can also mean, I am just guessing. He is obsessed with the way a masterpiece is created. Yes, just the same thing I said. He has a genuine and abiding love of the craft. He has a genuine and abiding love of the craft. He has a genuine or abiding love of the craft. Or just refer to, it might just refer to the aircraft. Whatever. Craft. Next entry, ability. A-B-I-L-I-T-Y. Abilities, singular noun. Your ability to do something is the fact that you can do it. So you can do something. You can say your ability to do something. Sample sentence says, the public never had faith in his ability to handle the job. The public never had faith in him. No. The public never had faith in his ability to handle the job. The public never had faith in his ability to handle the job. So that guy is not trusted because he's incompetent, he's not capable, he's lame. The public never had faith in his ability to handle the job. The public never had faith in his ability to handle the job. The public never had faith in his ability to handle the job. Next, sample sentence. He has the ability to bring out the best in others. Like, he can observe which talents you've got. He can spot your talents. like found you from the crowds, from millions of crowds, from 7.5 million of people in Hong Kong. He has the ability to bring out the best in others. Oh, not just spotting the ability, like he can teach others how to do their best, like how to sing and dance. If the one he's dealing with is some ambitious youths who hope to become celebrities or become a singer or someone on stage, performing on stage. He has the ability to bring out the best in others. He has the ability to bring out the best in others. He has the ability to bring out the best in others. Or he can just be a boss or a senior staff, senior worker or senior staff, senior manager in general, who can bring others best to do the job. Next sense, variable noun. Your ability is the quality or skill that you have, which makes it possible for you to do something. The skill that you have. Sample sentences. Her drama teacher spotted her ability. Her drama teacher spotted her ability. Her drama teacher spotted her ability. Spotted. To discover, to see, to witness, to discover. Spots. When used as a noun, if you spot someone or something or someone, you notice them. Notice, discover, or see, observe, catch sight of, identify. Just see. You see her talents. Her drama teacher spotted her ability. Her drama teacher spotted her ability. Next, they repeatedly questioned his leadership abilities. They repeatedly questioned his leadership abilities. They repeatedly questioned his leadership abilities. So his ability to lead a group is in doubt. People don't believe him. People never have faith in his ability to lead a group. They repeatedly questioned. Question is like not believing in him, so they keep asking questions about him or keep doubting his ability to lead the group. Keep asking questions because you don't believe him or her. If I'm right? If you question someone, you ask them a lot of questions about something. Oh, not necessarily because you don't trust them, just keep asking questions. Sorry, I'm wrong, but I pretended to know what it means. Oh no, third sense. You have expressed doubts about whether it is true, reasonable, or worthwhile. They are doubting if he's a competent leader. They repeatedly question his leadership abilities. Next, sample sentence. Does the school cater for all abilities? Cater for. Look after. Cater. Not for. Just go for cater. In British English, to cater for a group of people means to provide all the things that they need or want. In American English, you say you cater to a person or group of people. In British English, to cater for something means to take it into account, to consider it. You say you cater to something. caters for an occasion such as a wedding, provide food and drink for all the people there, like a catering industry. But the third sense here is irrelevant to our sample sentence. To cater for a group of people means to provide all the things that they like, to take care of and to take into account, which mean to look after or to consider what they need. Back to our sentence. Does the school cater for all abilities? I'm guessing it means, does the school would the school look after all students with different abilities? Like there are smarter students and less smart students, but they would treat them equally and teach them equally. And teach them accordingly with different materials or ways. Does the school cater for all abilities? Does the school cater for all abilities? Does the school cater for all abilities? The third sense, phrase. If you do something to the best of your abilities or to the best of your ability, you do it as well as you can. Just do your best. Yes, to the best of my ability, do something to the best of your ability. Sample sentence. I take care of them to the best of my abilities. I take care of them to the best of my abilities. I have done whatever I can to take care of them to the best of my abilities. I take care of them to the best of my abilities. Suffix. Hyphen ability. Suffix is as a I'm sorry, I can't explain it, but it's like a word that you put to the end of a word to make it a noun and express the quality that you have to make something happen. Suffix letter, for example, li or nes, which is added to the end of a letter in order to form a different word. The suffix li and added to quick. Yes, just a word added to the end of another word to form a new word. Hyphen ability replaces hyphen able at the end of adjectives to perform nouns that refer to a particular state or quality. For example, reliability is the state or quality of being reliable. So if a word is added, if a word with the end able, like reliable, has transformed to reliability, is referring to the quality that you're being reliable. Next entry, abject, abject, adjective. Use abject to emphasize that a situation or quality is extremely bad. To emphasize a bad situation. Emphasis. Sample sentences. Both of them died in abject poverty. Extremely poor. Poverty. Abject. Died in abject poverty, that they may have no food to eat and not enough clothing, not enough clothes to keep them warm. They don't even have the most basic shelters to keep them warm, to keep them indoors when there's like a storm outside or when it's raining. Abject poverty. Both of them died in abject poverty. So next time when you're describing a poverty, you can add the adjective abject before it. Abject. Both of them died in abject poverty. Both of them died in abject poverty. Next sample sentence. This scheme was an abject failure. Yes, it's an adjective to emphasize that something is very, very bad, like failure and poverty. This scheme was an abject failure. This plan was an abject failure. This scheme was an abject failure. This scheme was an abject failure. Abjectly is variant. One of it is adverb variant. Abjectly, abjectly. Both have failed abjectly. Fail again. Oh, we had abject failure and now we have failed abjectly. They're abjectly poor, I guess we can say. Both have failed abjectly. Both have failed abjectly. You fail abjectly, you're abjectly poor. What do you have now? You can still work to the best of your abilities in order to afford the Bollinger RD in the very future, the rare, highly prized Bollinger RD, or some expensive clothing and jewelry, and to round the Cape Horn when the storms had abated. Bollinger RD. Well, that's not the point. Next entry, abjure, A-B-J-U-R-E. A-B-J-U-R-E. Abjures, abjuring, abjured. If you abjure something such as a belief or way of life, that's a verb. If you abjure something such as a belief or way of life, you state publicly that you will give it up or that you reject it, like you're denying a belief that others believe you hold or suspect that you're holding it. You publicly announce that it is not true, or you will give it up. For example, a formal statement abjuring my military action. A formal statement abjuring military action. So someone is making such statement to publicly announce that you won't take military action, or you will give up the current military action. A formal statement abjuring, reject it, give it up. Abjuring, giving up military action. A formal statement abjuring military action. A formal statement abjuring military action. Next, ablaze, A-B-L-A-Z-E, adjective. Something that is ablaze is burning very fiercely. Burning very fiercely. Sample sentence, shops, houses, and vehicles were set ablaze. Ablaze. Let's see how it looks like. It should be shining the lights, plenty of lights to light up the whole room or light up the whole space. Ablaze. What's this? Blaze. Cartoon character, like something's burning. It's very light. It's very bright. Ablaze. Some fire. Ablaze. Shops, houses, and vehicles were set ablaze. They were all on fire. On fire or in fire. On fire or in fire. They're all on fire. On fire. On fire. If something is on fire, it is burning and being damaged or destroyed by an uncontrolled fire. Then you will ask, what is a fire? Well, we're not going into chemistry or physics now. Just this red bright energy that can hurt you, makes you feel hot. Heat energy. Ablaze. Shops, houses, and vehicles were set ablaze. They were all set on fire, and they were shining because of it. They were set ablaze. Shops, houses, and vehicles were set ablaze. Shops, houses, and vehicles were set ablaze. The second sense. Adjective. If a place is ablaze with lights or colors, it is very bright because of them. If a place is ablaze with lights or colors, it is very bright because of them. So, for example, the chamber was ablaze with light. The chamber, a small room. Chamber. Chamber. A chamber is a large, not a small room, it's a large room. Chamber. It's a large room, especially one that is used for formal meetings. So there is someone turned all the lights in the room is turned on. That's why the chamber is ablaze with light. Ablaze. The chamber was ablaze with light. 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 Next entry. Able. A-B-L-E. Abler. Ablest. Phrase. First sense. If you are able to do something, you have skills or qualities which make it possible for you to do it. Like you have the ability to do something. Similar usage. But this is used as an adjective. Oh no, it is used in a phrase. If you are able to do something. You have the ability, you have skills or qualities which make it possible. Example sentences. The older child should be able to prepare a simple meal. The older child should be able to prepare a simple meal. Should have the ability to prepare a simple meal. The older child should be able to prepare a simple meal. The older child should be able to prepare a simple meal for his younger sisters, younger brothers. It makes sense. Next sentence. The companies say they are able to keep pricing competitive, to keep the price low, in other words. The companies say, I guess here company is used as a group of people in general, the company, or just the organization who sell goods or services for profit. What do we have here? Company. It's a business or organization that makes money by selling goods or services. But it's a countable noun here. No. Company is a group of soldiers. Have another person have my company. You have your sister's company. Company. I guess here is either the dictionary's fault or just in general, a company is by default regarded as a group of people. That's why we can say a company say instead of a company says. Let's remember it for now. The companies say they are able to keep pricing competitive. The companies say they are able to keep the pricing competitive. The companies say they are able to keep their pricing competitive. Next sentence. They seemed able to work together very efficiently. Wow, that's good. To work together very efficiently. They seemed able they seemed able to work together very efficiently. Seemed able is just a fancy way of saying they can. They can work together very efficiently. Just a fancy way of saying can. They seemed able to work together very efficiently. They seemed, looks like they are able to work together very efficiently. They seemed able to work together very efficiently. They seemed able to work together very efficiently. Second sense phrase. If you are able to do something, you have enough freedom, power, time, or money to do it. So you possess enough resources. You possess enough things for you to do that thing. You are able to do something. You have enough freedom, power, time, or money to do it. You'll be able to read in peace, like no one will be interrupting you, or you're dying soon, I guess it's saying. Is the first sample sentence in this tense, by the way. You'll be able to read in peace. You'll be able to read in peace. You have enough time to read in peace because you're dying. Hopefully not. You'll be able to read in peace. You'll be able to read in peace. It would be nice to be able to afford to retire earlier. It would be nice to be able to afford to retire earlier. It would be nice to be able to afford to retire earlier. Who doesn't want it? The third sense, adjective. Someone who is able is very clever or very good at doing something. Just use it as a normal adjective, an able person. You can do many things. Sample sentence, one of the brightest and ablest members of the government. Bright. That's what it means. I'm suspecting it's not saying the man is glowing or is set ablaze, is on fire. A bright, if you describe someone as bright, you mean that they're quick at learning things, fast learners. Okay, fast learners. Fast learner, no S. What was I saying? Fast learners. Fast learner. Fast learner. A bright, one of the brightest and ablest members of the government. One of the brightest and ablest member of the government. One of the brightest and ablest members of the government. One of the brightest and ablest members of the government. One of the brightest and ablest members of the government. So he's one of the most capable person and one of the fastest learner in the government. Synonyms of able. First one, capable. She's a very capable speaker. She's a very capable speaker. She's a very capable speaker. She's a very able speaker. I think they mean the same thing. The second synonym of able. Experienced. It's a team packed with experienced and mature professionals. It's a team packed with experienced and mature professionals. Well, if we are translating it to Chinese directly, I'm not sure if experienced and able are completely equivalent, but let's take it for now. Let's say it's true for now. Experience is a team packed with experience and mature professionals. It's a team packed with, I'm recalling, my brain is exhausting. It's a bit. exhausting. It's a team packed with experienced and mature professionals. It's a team packed with experienced and mature professionals. The third synonyms of able: skilled. New industries demanded skilled labor, not available locally. I think here is lacking that is not available locally. Let's stick to my version. New industries demanded, they want skilled labor that is not available locally. New industries demanded skilled labor that is not available locally. New industries demanded skilled labor that is not available locally. New industries demanded skilled labor that is not available locally. So there is nowhere to, skilled labor is nowhere to be found here, so they need to look from abroad, look outside. They need to look elsewhere to get those experienced and mature and the ablest and the brightest member from abroad. The fourth synonyms of able: he was is competent, competent, C-O-M-P-T-N-T. He was a loyal, distinguished, and very competent civil servant. Loyal, distinguished. Let's see what distinguished means here. I think it's another word meaning outstanding, like it's standing up in the crowds because it's so brilliant. He's shining. As you can all see, my adjective choice is still very limited, and I can't express my ideas very clearly. That's why I started this journey to read through the dictionary. Hopefully I can learn something here. But my gut feeling is that I will improve a lot if I manage to finish this dictionary reading journey. Let's do it together. Let's do it together. Competent is efficient and effective. They can get job done very quickly. Well, I'm not searching this. I'm not looking for this. I'm looking for distinguished. Distinguished. Not distinguished career, just distinguished. If you describe a person or their work as distinguished, you mean that they have been very successful in their career and have a good reputation. Good reputation, successful in their career, like outstanding, well-known, good reputation. He was a loyal, distinguished, and very competent civil servant. He was a loyal, distinguished, and very competent civil servant. Oh, another suffix added to the end of words. Able, forms adjectives that indicate what someone or something can have done to them. For example, if something is movable, it is possible to move it. It is possible to move it if something is movable. So it was like the adjective form with by turning it into an adjective by adding the suffix able -able to the end of a word to make that word an adjective which make the noun is modifying to possess the ability to achieve that property, like movable, then a movable object can be moved. I'll apologize for my poor description, but hopefully you get what I mean. I'm trying to improve. Let's work hard together. So, it's the end of page 2. Thank you very much.